Okay, White Shane still at Portillos in Presidio. Um, that chocolate cake shake is very good. I do recommend it. I won't think it's just out of the world crazy fabulous, but it's good. I'm showing it to, I finally got the straw and I got a spoon and fork. There's some food residue and there's some residue where I was dipping in the all juice, and that's gonna be good because it's being marinated and saturated in the al juice. It's gonna be good. I'm gonna eat it. But the shakes are good. The cake shakes, and there are 3 different choices of cake shake. I think they had a strawberry shortcake and something eclair, which I might try that one next time. But when you slurp up through your straw, you can feel all the cake. They literally put a piece of cake down into the blender to mix up your shake, which is unique. It is good tasting, but I won't pretend it's just crazy fabulous. The best milkshakes I've ever had in my life came from a fast food place that's relatively new. Well, for all I know, it's existed for 50 years somewhere, but before I moved from Nashville, they had 1 or 2 come in out there, and it was just vanilla, strawberry, and chocolate is all they had. But they were the best milkshakes I've ever had. That would draw me back just to get another milkshake. And I did. Hugh Baby was the name of it. And those are the only 2 I've ever seen. I think they had 2 of them by the time I left. And they were both on Charlotte Avenue. One of them was closer to town, one was further away from town. But if any of my Tennessee friends want to know, Hugh Baby, they had decent food, your typical hamburger, hot dog type place, and had decent food, but the milkshakes were fantastic, best I've ever had. Now the cookout, which is also awesome, I think it came out of either North Carolina or South Carolina, I don't know which. They have like 40 something different flavors of milkshake, and they use real ice cream, and they're pretty good too. And I love all the flavor options. I haven't seen a cookout out here yet, so I can't speak to that. Now there's a new place I like, new to us. They're expanding now. They're from Wisconsin, called Culver's. But they're made out of custard. It's not yogurt, it's custard, frozen custard. And I think that's how they make their shakes too. I know they have their own root beer, which is pretty good. And they have a butter hamburger, it's pretty good. That's a pretty good place, Culver's. Frozen custard. I haven't seen one of those down here yet either. But whoever's running those organizations, I assume they're eventually going nationwide with everything. I like both of those. Anyway, this Portillos, it's not Portillo like Spanish would. A double L is like a Y in Spanish. It's not like that. I asked them. They said, no, it's just Portillos. And it's from Chicago, as I understand it. That was an awesome Italian beef sandwich, and you can get it as wet as you want. I dipped it myself in the all juice, and that was by accident. I realized when I ordered, I didn't tell them what I want. Well, they had already called me, and then I realized, oh, so she got me a little side of gravy. She called it gravy. I would call it all juice, but it's awesome. Makes a really good sandwich. I finished up the hot dog. It was a good chili cheese dog, but as some hot dogs do, they have that little, kind of like that little skin encasing, which we won't talk about what that is, but I can like it okay, but it's not my preference. I prefer hot dogs like you buy out of the store, like a ballpark or something, and just boil them up, and you can't detect whether it has. I don't even think it has the skin casing, but even if it does, you can't detect it. You could detect it on this hot dog. It didn't spoil the taste, still tastes good, but I do not prefer being able to detect that skin casing and crunch down on it. But it was still a good hot dog. The best way to have a hot dog is on an open fire outside where you're all roasting your hot dogs and marshmallows and everything with your friends and family. That's the best hot dog. A halfway burnt one, not fully burnt. Mom likes them fully burnt, but halfway burnt, but not all the way for me. That's the best hot dog. You actually grill it on the fire with your wooden stick or your hanger or whatever you're going to use. You cook your knuckles. Don't lick your knuckles too much. But I usually just, when I get a hankering for a hot dog, I like to just boil it. And I grew up with mayonnaise, mustard, and ketchup on the hot dog. Some people, all they ever put is ketchup and mustard, which is okay, but I miss the mayonnaise if it's not on there, and I glob it on there too. You're already not eating healthy. Why not go all the way? I like lots of mayonnaise, mustard, and ketchup on the hot dogs. A lot of condiment stuff. I like chili cheese dogs every now and then. I like a slaw dog every now and then. I like sauerkraut dogs every now and then. But primarily I just like mustard, mayonnaise, ketchup. Anyway, that was a good chili dog. It was good in spite of the casing. I don't prefer that, but in spite of that, it was good. But that sandwich is really good. And like I say, you can get beef or you can get sausage or a combination. And the peppers were actually hot. I chose the hot peppers and they were hot. So if you're not into hot stuff, don't get the hot peppers. Apparently, I have a high threshold of hot peppers because a lot of people talk about something being hot. It's like I don't even notice it. But it does get to me eventually. And I could taste the heat in that. It wasn't overbearing. I liked it. It had good taste, but they weren't hot. So if the heat's going to bother you, then go with the sweet peppers. Anyway, you got your option. This is a good place. I'm going to finish up this shake and read now and push my mess out of the way after I slurp up that juice.